Alright, hello everybody. My name is David, and welcome to MDO, otherwise known as Macy David Origin. Now, it's been quite a while since my last video. Since our last videos, actually. It's been about 3 weeks. So I thought I would just hop on Photoshop and see what we can come up with. I plan on every single day in the month of October that I will draw something. Now, I might not stick to this. I might actually just give up halfway through, but I figure it's a good way to refine my skills on a drawing tablet. Now, I don't own a Cintiq. I don't own a beautiful $1,000 display tablet, whatever. Right now I'm using the Wacom Intuos. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I don't use this ever. If you can gauge by my drawings on the past 2 videos, you'll see that I just sketch it out first and then I go and illustrate and outline it with the pen tool, but I never actually use a drawing tablet. That's what I hope to remedy in this upcoming month. Now, as you may notice, it's not October yet. It is the 27th. I'm sure I will get many views the first day of this being uploaded. Maybe it's not even the 27th. Maybe I uploaded this on the 28th of September, but we will get into it and we'll just draw. I don't even know what I'm gonna want to draw. 1500 by 1500 looks good. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do 2560 by 1440. Make this a quad HD wallpaper. If I do good enough, I still have no idea what I'm going to do, but let's see. If I'm going to be doing something for October, or if this is all what it's for, I should probably do... Here, let's mess around with these settings. Maybe I should do something a little spooky, maybe. Not quite sure. I do like how it tapers off like that. Now this tablet that I'm using is very small. Nothing too extraordinary. So it's not going to be that good. I don't know how many times I've said that already, but what I'm going to make is not going to be good. What I'm hoping is that I can take this drawing, maybe not this drawing, maybe the drawing I make on the 1st of October, and then pin it against the drawing I make on the 31st of October, and we can see a good difference in quality. So I think for today I'm just going to make a dead tree. It sounds lovely. Now I have, oh my god, I have no real experiences drawing dead trees. Well, actually I do, but I'm not that good at it. You see, you have to be like a certain level of good at drawing to begin with before you can just pick up something like this and start drawing. And I'd say I'm, pretty decent at drawing, but I don't think I'm good enough or have nearly as much experience as I would need to use something like this tablet. In fact, I'll put up a picture on the screen right now of the tablet I'm using. As you can see, very small. But we're just gonna try our best. So why don't we add like a little tree branch here. This is just going to be the sketching layer, and then over top I will ideally make a much more smooth layer. and I'll color it in, shade it as best as I can. And yeah, we will see what I make of this. Now, I'm not the most riveting person off script. I don't know if I need to tell you this, but oops, oh my, this is awful. In me and Macy's past 2 videos, it was scripted, but we tried to do something to where it seemed a little more natural. We aren't the most natural, but I guess I can take this time to sort of tell you why we made this channel. It is purely for the YouTuber money. We want all those revenue, those monetization, AdSense. But unfortunately, before we can make money off of this, we have to get 10,000 views first, and then we will be reviewed to make money. So, if you're watching this, I need you to share it with as many people as you can, so that me and Macy can make money off of the entertainment that you watch. No, I'm completely joking. To an extent. This channel, I'm being called. Okay. Let's see who is calling me. It is my friend. Hello. I'll talk to you. Talk to you later. Now that that fucking asshole is out of the way, let's get back to drawing this beautiful, beautiful tree. Now, I was looking at this as I was on the phone with him, and I was thinking, you know what? This needs a little more shape. So, that is exactly what I'm going to do. I will be honest, I don't know why I'm talking like this. I'm just hoping that, although I am not interesting in just my my regular speech, unless if you want me to get very anti-PC, in which I'm not an iDubbbz, I can't pull that off, and not have people hate me. But I'm hoping that maybe fans of this channel can just put on this video and listen to me just talk as they go to sleep, and maybe it can calm their nerves, and maybe a little bit of ASMR. I don't know. Is it ASMR? Is it ASMR? Again, I don't really know, and I don't really care, because I'm not an ASMR guy. But if that's something you're into, then maybe you can make use of that. At this point, I have no idea what I'm even talking about. I'm just drawing away, hoping that I can make something good. This is probably the ugliest thing I've ever looked at, but hey, it's just a sketch, like I said. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe this will turn into a Bob Ross type of experience. Good Lord. Alright, we're just gonna get rid of the background overlap here, and already this piece is looking 20,000 times better. I really have no idea what I'm doing with this thing. This thing is so small. And in fact, I have multiple monitors. So, and I haven't calibrated this thing to just focus on one single monitor. So, my hand is very sternly on half of the tablet right now, because if I go to the other half, it will just span to my other monitor, and that's no good. So, in fact, I'm going to change that. Beautiful. Now, I just undid it. God damn, that works. In fact, I will keep the tablet properties up. At this point, I think the tree is as good as it's gonna get. I really can't put anything else into this, and in fact, because I just did what I did with the tablet, it's now messing me up even more. Now, I'm just spouting excuses so that maybe you can be a little more forgiving of me being god-awful at art, but we will see how I do with a new layer. In fact, let's get a new brush. Let's make the roundness about 50%, not 25, but 50. And let's put that angle at about 45 degrees. Spacing set to 0, and let's make the size. Let's make the size about 20. 20. Beautiful. And now let's just go over. Now, believe it or not, I used to draw with a tablet all the time, and I never really got good at it. But I was definitely a lot more adept at drawing with a tablet, mind you. And it seems that all those skills have gone right out the window. I don't know why people even use tablets like these. I watch videos of people reviewing tablets like these, and they're like, "Oh, you don't need high-end tablets to make quality art." Coming from people who use $3,000 Cintiqs. Is that even how much a Cintiq costs? I don't know. I will tell you though that I want to a Cintiq. But the whole idea of a Cintiq being able to be comparable to something like the piece of garbage that I'm using makes no sense to me, and I don't see the logic of how it could be comparable. You are taking a tablet that you are just looking at a screen. You're not even looking where your pen is. You're looking at a screen, and you're just assuming where the brush will land. Now, when you use a Cintiq, you're looking right onto the display itself, and you're drawing right on there. So you know exactly where your pen stroke will go. Oh my, that was... It makes no sense to me how it's comparable. If I had a Cintiq, I would be drawing much better. It's much like the toxic PC player, how he'll say he could totally kick your ass if he just had a better computer, and we all know that's not true. But I don't know why I made that analogy, because it's completely true. The fact that I would be drawing like Da Vinci right now if I had a Cintiq. Wacom. Is it Wacom or Wacom? Or is it Wacom? I'm having troubles pronouncing a lot of things this episode. Regardless, Wacom, send me some free shit, thanks. And I'll be sure to review it. And I will probably give you a 10 out of 10 rating, because I'm technology deprived, and I would have nothing good to compare it to. So, by that logic, I would have the best review for you. Well, actually, I would have it. I would have something to compare it to. It would be this garbage tablet, Intuos. Intuos. Again, I don't know how it's pronounced, but this tree is actually coming together pretty nicely. Now, you'll notice, I don't know if you can see it from here, but let's zoom in a lot. You can see that the lines are very jaggedy. Now, that's completely on purpose. That's because I am a masterful drawer. I know I've just been bagging on this tablet, but I'm really good at drawing with it, and all of these lines are masterfully curvy, and I think it just adds to the overall aesthetic of the tree. Trees are, of course, natural, so with that in mind, they will be very jaggedy and not perfect. And yeah, as you can see, I'm just going around, not fixing my mistakes, but enhancing. What is extremely annoying is that if I want to just erase a little bit, like let's say I'm erasing just this little bit of a tip right here, nothing's going to register because it thinks I want to right click, but that's not at all what I want to do, and this is aggravating, and but I say all this stuff now. By the end of October, I'm sure I'll be drawing like a master. You see, isn't that just the most beautiful tree you've ever seen in your life? Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm going into this completely, well, this is take one, basically. And it'll probably be my final take, because I feel very confident in how this is going so far. In fact, I'm so confident that I'm probably going to leave in that phone call segment. And if I don't, then you are probably very confused as to why I mentioned a phone call segment. But, if I were to cut that out, I would probably cut out this portion too. So there we go. We have our beautiful tree. Now, of course, like all beautiful things in life, they must be colored a beautiful color. So I'm going to choose a stock color because I am very uninspired and unoriginal. Now, this whole opacity thing is very annoying. There we go. That's much more fuller. That's much more beautiful. So I will just painstakingly fill all this in by hand, because I feel like, something like this is a little bit satisfying to watch. I know if this were speed art, this would be undyingly satisfying to watch, because I've been doing speed arts for a long time now. How long have I been? 20 minutes. If there's anyone out there who is watching this for 20 fucking minutes, I give mad props to you. Or maybe you did what I said in the beginning and you're drifting asleep, listening to my voice. It would be a real dick move of me if I just made a random, unsolicited scream at the top of my lungs. And I am home alone, so I could do that. I might get some complaints from the neighbors, but, they haven't talked to me, god damn it. They haven't talked to me yet about screaming, so I think we're in the clear for that. So, that being said, I don't think I will be screaming, but I could. Just know that I very well could. And I'm so sorry about my loud, clickety-clackety Corsair keyboard. It is a... oh my god, I suck. It is a MX Blue keyboard. And I enjoy it. I just undid a lot of stuff for that one mistake. Now, see, this is something that we're gonna work through together. Is that I won't make mistakes like this. that often anymore. Because I don't know. I just won't. The more I do this, the better I'll get. And you know what? I don't care that I just made that mistake, so I'm just gonna leave it. But, you know, the more I do this, the more I'm thinking to myself, David, you could just use the quick selection tool and finish this in a much faster and probably much more professional way. But like I said, I'm not about that. I'm about making this as satisfying as possible, and we all know the quick selection tool is not satisfying. It's just not. Now, I think I'm going to go against that and just use the quick selection tool, because personally I am frustrated with doing this. Have I mentioned to you yet that I don't like using this tablet? Well, if I haven't, you're in luck, because I do not like using this tablet. Now, it did not fill everything. I still have to go back and make some small adjustments, and that's okay. And there we go. Now, I will take a sip of my water, because talking this long in this low of a voice is very taxing, so. And it appears I have no more water left. That's okay. I squeezed out what I was able to. I'm very underprepared when it comes to this stuff. Like, I should have had my water all ready to go, but I didn't. And that's okay. Because now I'm just going to do what I do best, and that is shade. I haven't even started working on the background, which is also okay, because just everything in life is okay. There's no suffering. There is no eternal damnation that awaits us upon dying. Or maybe there is, and you're a firm believer in that. Not going to get political or religious, just spiritual. Just everything is okay. And it always will be okay. Until you purchase this tablet. And I think this tree is looking amazing. I think it's completely worth the half an hour viewing experience. I'll probably be cutting around this a lot, because I'm spouting a lot of wisdom to some, but bullshit to others. Actually, bullshit to the majority of people would probably consider what I'm saying right now bullshit. It's just filler to give you an auditory experience along with your visually stimulating experience. Because this is the highest caliber of entertainment, is what you're witnessing right now. I'm thinking that for this channel, I would like to continue stuff like this. Now, the only reason that I am even talking right now, instead of just making this like a speed art, you know, something boring, is because I don't know if I've actually said this yet, or if I've just gotten sidetracked. I have intense ADHD, so I don't actually know if I said this yet, but this channel is just to watch me and Macy grow as voice actors and as artists, and laugh all you want at how ridiculous this tree is. This is a starting stone, a stepping stone, if you must correct me on my grammar, of of what I can accomplish with using a pen. Now, I can so easily just go back to paper and just do a little sketch and whip that up on Illustrator and call that good, call that a good drawing. But that's not going to help me grow. I'm already fairly confident in what I am making just on paper, because that's really all I have to do in class nowadays, is just draw when I'm bored or don't feel like listening to the teacher's lecture. Of course I don't do that. I'm a exemplary student. I always listen to what my teacher has to say, because I think what they have to say is very important. To which, that is a joke. Nothing that my teacher, that I wouldn't say nothing, but most things that we are taught these days are not worth the time in class for. So, I will start on the background now, and I will make this brush a lot bigger. And it appears that I need to turn down the hardness, and I could probably crank up the opacity. And it also looks like that my computer can barely handle this. So, what I will do instead of using the pen tool is I'm going to take the gradient tool, and I will make the other color a more black color. In fact, I'll make it like a very, very dark violet. And we'll see how that is. Okay. So let's just take this, do a little bit of that. And now we will do that to that, and then we will hit that and make a fine tutorial on how to use Photoshop. So now I will take a very dark green and start painting it on here. This is probably going to take a while, because I am using an AMD FX processor in my computer, so this is going to take quite a while. Though I am using a GTX 970 for my graphics card. I have no idea how much Adobe uses graphics cards in their programs, but I'm sure it's enough. I'm not quite sure if I like this splotchy pattern for the ground. Maybe it gives it its character. I'm not quite sure, but I will take this. I will not sample all layers, and that does not work. Okay, let's take the pen tool. Now this tree looks very nice. What I will do is I will give it a shadow. Where the light source is, I have no idea. I don't know why it has a shadow. It seems to be in pitch dark, except for the fact that this tree is oddly illuminated for some reason. But this is fairly easy to make, so I will do this. And that actually, oddly enough, doesn't look that bad. Just maybe want to blur it out a little bit. Let's go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and crank that up a little bit. And then we will go to our eraser tool. Now, I am commentating what I am doing a lot more now, and that is because doing stuff like this, doing stuff like special effects, seeing what will work, is a lot harder to, let's like say, not dual commentate, but multitask is what I meant to say. It takes a lot of brain effort to figure out what you want to do. And then finally, we're going to take the opacity down quite a bit. And we will also, is this the right layer? Yes. We will darken the tree a little bit, but maybe up the saturation. Now see that looks marvelous. We also take this. I kind of adore the very obviously painted on effect to it. I think it gives it a little bit of a nice charm. I do have an idea in my head where I want to take a very light blue and sort of make like a little bit of smoke, fog, smoke, whatever, in the background to, wow, that is really, is the hardness up? No, it's not. It's just really, okay. What about opacity? If we toggle that again. Whatever, doesn't matter. What I just want to do is make a little smoke screen on the back that sort of covers up this abysmally sharp edge, and that'll be that. I can't tell if I'm playing a character or not in this entire video. I'm sorry that this is probably one of the most lackluster, probably uninteresting videos possible, but I just felt like, you know, I had to get something out there. You know, I look at all these YouTubers, these successful YouTubers that are like, that give you tips on your channel, and they say, well, all you gotta do is just do it. You just gotta do it, Nike style. And I can appreciate that kind of wisdom, but when I just go out there and do it, it makes me feel like I'm putting out subpar content. And that's why I strive to make the best content possible. I don't like taking risks. I like doing what works. So, merely doing this is an experience for me, because I'm not used to just putting out garbage content. I'm actually gonna brighten this up a little bit. I am a fan of what I'm doing right now. This is working out a lot better than I thought it would. It's kind of like clouds, kind of like very low hanging clouds. In fact, I think I'm going to put some more in the sky background here. If my computer could load in all these brush strokes. It's really not that hard. It's only Quad HD. Come on. I have 16 gigs of RAM, for Christ's sakes. And I guess if there is anything that I could accomplish from this YouTube channel, it is to make enough of that YouTube Cash money to purchase a computer that could realistically handle this. I do have a job. I could just save up for that, but unfortunately I have bigger things in mind than a computer that could handle Photoshop. Maybe After Effects, maybe that can be down the line, but for right now, this is the best that I have to work with. And to be honest, you know, we started in the beginning. It wasn't that great. It was just a terrible sketch, and there wasn't much to it. But the more that we've stuck to it, the better I think it has gotten. We take in the color of the tree, and we give it a nice little, let's see, inner shadow. Now this way, this way it can kind of look like it's fading in. Make the choke a little big. And beautiful. And I think we're done for today. I appreciate you for sticking with me these past 45 minutes. I will probably cut this up a lot, because I don't think I could have myself watch this for 45 minutes. But hey, all this is a learning experience. The more we go into it, the more we progress as an audience, as a commentator, as a narrator. I'm hoping that the more I talk, the more I can use my voice, the more I can enhance it and make it something very pleasurable to listen to. And that's all this is just progress. Just progress. My brother told me something not too long ago. He tells me, with all those YouTube channel shit, with all these videos, what you're essentially doing is making this whole portfolio of you and your progression. And I think that's something truly full of wisdom, in my opinion. So I'll keep working at this. At the end of October, hopefully we can look back at everything I've made, and we can see some really nice progression in our art. And I hope that, maybe I can inspire some of you out there to start on YouTube, because YouTube is it's basically the United States of like the early 19th century. It's basically that, but of the internet, of the monetary world, the celebrity world. You can really become someone by just doing YouTube. So, with that said, I hope I didn't stumble on any of my words. I hope I didn't offend any of you with some of my maybe controversial subjects. In about 1 minute, I'm going to be getting another call from my friend, and we'll have a nice lunch, breakfast, maybe. But I thank you all for watching. Hopefully you'll tune in for more. And if you won't, that's okay with me. I'm doing this for myself. So, yeah, I will see you all later. Bye.